Hello, everybody, and welcome to Handle It Better. This is Brittany.
And Jensen.
And this is our podcast where we sit here and we're just two best friends and we just talk about random shit that nobody asked for our opinion on.
Before we start anything,
Yeah.
I want to apologize to Miss Patty, our number one fan, from our third or fourth episode. Can't remember which one it was, where we talked about the Cracker Jack song. And apparently we had the words coming up for the Cracker Jack words, and we didn't know it.
Can I be honest? I think it was the fifth one.
Sure.
It was, I want to say it was the fifth one.
And I meant to bring it up last week, or
We
last time we
didn't.
recorded, and I
Yeah.
forgot about it, but I remember this time. So I want to apologize to her today. Because apparently we were there with the words.
We were there with the words and we just didn't.
We didn't say them when
Yeah.
they were supposed to come up. So that's on us.
We apologize.
I take blame. I don't know if it was both of us or just the one of us.
It was both of us.
But either way,
It was-
we had the words there.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Mom, that we had the words.
We had
and
the
just
words.
Didn't.
We did not say them at the time when we were supposed to. And I'm still not going to try to sing this song because I don't remember the lyrics that were supposed
No.
to be said.
I'm not gonna try either. But the funny thing about that you bring that up,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that episode we were looking up Kids Bop things because I think that was the Kids Bop episode.
Call back to that.
Yeah, we were looking up like some of the songs that Kids Bop had done.
Oh, I had their whole discography pulled up.
And the fact that we tried to like figure out the Cracker Jack song, meanwhile we had our phones in our hands and literally could have looked up the lyrics to Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and we just didn't.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what the song was called. So for me to even try to look it up wasn't going to happen. And honestly, love that for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to remember it again.
Yeah.
But the fact that she called us out for that, a true fan,
She
came to us face to
she
face.
came to us face to face. It was like, I think you guys are hilarious. And we're like, thanks. And she goes, the fact that you did the Take Me Out to the Ball Game song to talk about the Cracker Jacks, and you literally did the lyrics up until the point where it talks about peanuts and Cracker Jacks, and you just didn't say that part.
We did not say a single word of
I
them
was
because
like,
I did not know the single words to
I was
where it
like-
led it up to.
I just don't remember. I don't remember it. Sorry.
And that was back in the early 2000s. We are now 2024.
I'm sure it was before the 2000s.
Not in my America.
Okay.
'Cause that's when that happened for me.
Go off.
Do I remember when it came out? Nope. Was I there? Probably not. But I'm here now.
On that.
Yeah.
But not at all.
Yeah.
So one of the topics that we were talking about at lunch today, when we were having our little ramen dates,
Yeah.
if we're apologizing, thank you for handing it back to me. I would like to apologize to you.
About what? Because I don't remember.
I would like to apologize to you for attacking you about your tattoo.
Okay, in what regard?
That I
Do you have a hidden one I don't know about?
No, I do not. I would like to formally apologize to you, Mr. Jensen,
Okay.
for accusing you of lying to me about your tattoos when me and you have a very literal friendship where if I want a specific answer on something, I have to ask you precisely and literally for you to answer my question. Since nobody has seen what either of us looked like on this podcast, we are normal people, but we have tattoos. And while we were at lunch today, I was talking to Jensen about his tattoos, and I was like,
My little tattoo journey.
little tattoo journey. And I was like, going through the discography of your tattoo journey.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's count how many tattoos you have. And I was like, we do this every couple of months where I'm just like, how many tattoos do you have now? Let's count them. And I go through in my head how many tattoos you have. And I'm like, okay, you have
That you
this
knew of at
one
the time.
that I know of at the time. I'm like, you have this one, this one, this one, this. And I'm like, you know what? I know I'm going to miss one. And then I counted them out and you just kind of looked at me And you were like, did you count this one? And I was like, which one? And you were like, the space one. And I was like, what space? I said, I already counted the space one. And you're like, no, the other one. And then I found out that you had 3 tattoos done on one day. And one of them was a tattoo that you were talking about getting for a while. And I brought it up.
For a while.
You were talking about it for a while. Since you got s'mores, you were talking about getting a tattoo for him.
Well, I had to wait for him to old up.
Old up.
Into
he had to get old.
Well, for him to be
Full one.
Yeah.
Full 1 year old.
Because like they say his full ripeness would be 12 to 18 months. Mm-hmm. We're basically there.
Yeah.
So he ain't changing no more.
But you were talking about it for a while. You were like, I want to get a tattoo of him and like his face. And I was like, got it. It's like a line drawing of his face. It's not like a portrait of his face.
No.
See, now you're making me question it.
It's not.
You said no.
No.
So I was like, oh, when are you going to get that? And you looked at me and you're like, I already got it. And I was like, what do you mean? And you're like, I already got it, but you're never going to see it. And it was almost like a 30-minute conversation of me asking you where it was.
Okay, that's exaggerating it.
It was not. It was 30 minutes.
It was not 30 minutes.
The people who were sitting next to us started getting annoyed that I kept asking.
That's the problem, and they should learn how to handle it better.
They weren't eavesdropping.
Exactly, and I do that on a daily basis, but they were not speaking loud enough for me to hear them. So next time they should enunciate so I can hear their conversation. Yeah, and then I can get annoyed at them. So try me.
I love how you turned it into a them problem.
Exactly.
You're like, I'm not the problem. It's
I
them.
am never the problem. It is always them. I am perfect in every which way possible.
So, what are some tattoos that you have?
I'm not gonna go through a whole list.
I said some.
Some?
You didn't have to go through the whole list. I said some. Out of the 23 tattoos that we counted, 24 tattoos that we counted, because I still have to go through the whole thing on my head to make sure that I counted it correctly.
I mean, I have the two,
what are some highlights?
I got the 2 dog heads.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds weird.
The 2 dog heads.
It's both dogs that I have.
Yeah, they're line drawings of your dogs. Mm-hmm.
I got the one with you in Salem, the matching one with you.
Yeah, the cat one.
And
the other one. I was like, yeah, the cat one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the other one.
And the other one, the feather.
There's 4.
Yep.
Some highlights there.
You also got 2 ghost tattoos now. Yee. You got bats.
Freaking bats.
It's freaking bats, man. So, question for you.
Yeah.
Since it's spooky season when we're recording this, and
it's the beginning of spooky season.
It's the beginning of spooky season. I mean, this one's probably not going to get uploaded until like November.
So the end of spooky season.
The end of spooky season when this one goes up. What made you choose to get spooky tattoos? Because we were at Spirit earlier today buying a jersey. I wanted the jersey. We just went in to check things out, and I ended up getting
one shirt,
a Scream jersey. It's comfy.
Love that for you, to be honest.
Thanks. And we were talking on our way to go pick up the podcast stuff from my house to come back to your house since our temporary hiatus of your temporary hiatus of recording here is still going on. And we were like, yeah, when we were growing up, we weren't really into the spooky vibes and stuff like that. What made you decide to get like spooky season tattoos?
Specifically the 2 new ones that I got?
Yeah, specifically the 2 new ones that you got and the other one. The one that you got before the Salem one.
Well, this one, the ghost with the dog walkie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw it on the internet and I was like, yes.
Yes, I want that.
It takes very little for me to be like, I want that on my body. I send it to the one person I trust to put stuff on my body.
And that's why we have 23, 24 tattoos over on that side of the table.
It's okay.
You're acting like your parents are going to listen to this.
It's okay. It doesn't matter how many I have. You don't have to keep counting. Am I talking into the mic? I don't know.
You are.
God bless. Like I said, it takes very little for me to be like, yes, I want that on my body. I send it to the one person I trust to put stuff on my body. And then they do their thing. They make it slightly better.
Slightly better resolution.
Well, I'm like, I want this. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, literally, I'm just like, I want this. Do whatever else you want to make it like fit it better.
Yeah. Fit my body.
Or not like
fit
just
your
like
vibe.
Or be like, this is just like do whatever you want to make it like not be like this like a copy and paste, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like make it original.
Yeah.
And then these ones, it was Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why you do that to me? I want it now.
I wish I could have gotten
And then
a tattoo on Friday the 13th.
So
but I
then-
was working.
So then I put that on my body too.
Mm.
Technically, the bat one was only supposed to be one, but then they put all three. They put like, we should do multiples. I was like, go for it, babes.
You're like, go off. I'm
I'm
here
like,
for it.
as long as I don't got to pay extra, go for it.
I don't want to pay extra.
No, because it was their decision.
Mm-hmm.
I said nothing about putting three together. Like,
Mhm.
oh, look cool with three. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't got to pay extra, go for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just have to sit there and take the pain.
Exactly. I just have to sit there and take the pain and pay for it.
Exactly.
No, I honestly I do the same thing with my tattoos. Like my 3 tattoos that I got from our original artist, I was like gave him pictures of what I wanted cuz they were honestly 2 out of my original 3 tattoos that I got. I gave him like 2 pictures and was like, put these 2 together and I want it on my body. And he was like, okay, I'll figure it out. And I was like, thanks, dude. So, and that was both of my feathers. Literally, that was both of the feathers. So the matching tattoo that me and you have, the feather, that one was literally a yin yang feather where it was the black and the white and the white and the black.
And that's a yin yang.
Yin yang. And there was nothing in the middle. And then we were like, put the Celtic knot for eternal love, loyalty, and friendship in it. And he was like, sure. So he did it. And then me and our other friend got it, and you got it.
Yep.
And you got a mixture of the 2 of ours.
Yep.
And so that was 2 pictures thrown together. And then my family tattoo, which is a giant infinity sign feather.
That your mom hates.
My mom, she doesn't hate it. She just thinks it's too big.
It's her least favorite out of the
it's
4
her
or 5.
least favorite out of the 5 tattoos that I have. With family written through it and stuff like that. That was an infinity sign that had family written through it and a feather. And I was like, I want these together.
I'm like, you see this? Mash it.
Yeah, I'm like, mash it. He goes, go off. I got you. And I was like, sick. The Stitch one, I literally gave him a picture of Stitch and was like, this is what I want. And he was like, okay. And I was like, just make it your own. And he was like,
make it better.
yeah. I was like, just make it look good. And he was like, bet. And he did it. And then the one that we got in Salem and my brand new tattoo that I got from my grandfather, I literally sent them a photo of what I wanted. And then the tattoo from Salem was just their flash art. And I was like, they were like, oh, you know, what do you want on it? And I was like, listen, do whatever. I was like, make it your own. This is your artwork that is going on my body. So whatever on my body. So whatever makes you happy, I'll be happy with. Like, just do it. And they were like, okay. So like both artists, because I got it done by 2 separate artists, took liberties with it to make it their own. And I'm so happy with both of them. I'm like, yeah, we're good. But I'm hoping to stick with the artist now that did the
your flag.
My flag on my arm for my grandfather. I want to get some more work done eventually. So I'm hoping to work with her more. But she's cool. She seems chill. It's hard for me to be like, let me go in and get something, because I'm such like a socially anxious person that I'm just like, it takes a lot for me to be like, I'm ready now. Like, I'm ready. Let me get it done.
Well, I just want, I'm like, I DM and I'm just like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I want these.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay. I send them what I want.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, do whatever you want afterwards. Like, change whatever, as long as it's like
In the realm of the same thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you come in, I'm like, I'll do this day. They're like, okay, what time? They're like, okay. And then I do it.
Yeah.
So it's like when I got the first one done from them, I was very
Particular.
anxious
Okay.
because I've never been there.
Mhm.
But like after like a while,
Yeah.
You get like somewhat
Comfortable with them.
accustomed to it,
Mhm.
so it's not as scary.
Yeah.
But it just like it takes time to fully be like, I trust you,
hmm
and I don't care as much as
Yeah.
long as like you put it on. You don't fuck it up really as much
Right.
because it's gonna be on me forever.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have an idea for a second, or like for a second one? Do you have an idea for a second one?
Yeah, I already have it on me.
Yeah, I already have that one. Do you have an idea for like another one already, or
No.
You're just like, whenever I find it, I'm just gonna.
Well,
get
I
it?
never fully have an idea, nor do I particularly set it up. Like I usually like if I find something, like I'll screenshot it and
Mhm.
like I'll look at it every once in a while. I'm like, do I want this?
Yeah.
Do I not want this? And debating on how long, I'm like, yes, and then I'll put it on.
hmm
But other than that,
You just go with whenever you find it.
yeah.
Find it.
Whenever I find it, and I'm like, I usually give it like a good like month or two before I'm just like, yes,
Mm.
because at that point, if I said yes long
Yeah.
enough, it'll be there.
See, the weird thing is like I would love to say I put a lot of thought in my tattoos. I don't. If we're being honest,
Neither do I.
like I feel like a hypocrite because I'm like, I look at your tattoos and I'm like, he literally found that on the internet and was like, one day just put this on my body. So it's like whenever I'm like, how many when I question how many tattoos you have, I'm like, he has small tattoos and they're just like there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like, cool. You got a new tattoo? Let me see it. And sometimes you're like, no. And I gotta fight you on it. But I'm just like, go off. You're living your tattoo journey. But then I'm like sitting there, I'm like, why does he just go online and like find tattoos and like be like, this is what I want? Meanwhile, I do the same exact thing. Most of my tattoos were like 2 days worth of work where I'm just like, this is what I want. I find an artist for it. Or like I go to our old artist when we were going to our old artist, went to the old artist and was like, here's 2 pictures, throw them together. And he goes, all right, when do you want it done? I'm like, whenever you're ready. And he 2 days later, you want your tattoo? I'm like, yep. But like my flag one that I just got, that was like
2 days.
2 days. Because it was like, s'mores in the background.
Snorted. I don't know why he snorted.
The
I'm going
flag,
hard on that bone.
yeah, the flag that I just got, it was like I wanted to get my grandfather's tattoo or my grandfather's thumbprint tattooed, and I was like,
You keep talking. I'm listening.
I was like, oh, I want to get like my grandfather's thumbprint tattooed because did he finish it? That's crazy. Oh, s'mores. My grandfather, as you know, was up here, and we were saying that this is probably going to be his last like huge trip up here, so we wanted to I wanted to kind of memorialize it for him and get something like for him and stuff. So I was initially going to get his thumbprint tattooed, and I got his thumbprint inked and I brought it to the tattoo parlor, and they were like, unfortunately, because, he is on the older side, his ridges are almost like completely unreadable,
Non-existent.
like unreadable, non-existent and stuff like that. So they were like, it kind of wouldn't be possible. And even if it was possible, like it wouldn't last over time because the lines would be so small. And I was like, okay, I still want to do something for him. Like, that sucks. And they're like, yeah, no, we completely understand. Like, if you can think of anything, like, let us know and we'll get the work done. And I was like, okay. So I went home that night and I'm like talking to my grandfather. I'm like, oh, what is something that's meaningful for you? And it sucked having to explain to him why I couldn't get his thumbprint because he was so excited for it. I was just like, oh God. So I explained it to him and he was kind of sad about it, but he knew that I still wanted to get something for him. And I told him in front of my parents, I was like, whatever you want, I will get on my arm. And he was like, well, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. My parents like looking at me like, don't do anything crazy. And I was like, he could have my entire arm if he wanted. Like, I would get a sleeve if my grandfather wanted me to get a sleeve.
I'm like, but he's like 96.
He's 93.
Whatever. He isn't gonna be able to come up with that much on the fly.
No, I kind of threw it on him. I was like, what do you want? And he was just like, he's like, I don't know. Like, that's a tough question. I was like, no pressure, but it is going to be on my body for my entire life. And I'm not going to cover it up or anything. So, like, if I don't like the idea, I'm not going to, like, I'll work with you on it. So.
You're like, yes, and but this.
Yes, and but also this. So he was like, you know, being kind is like super big for me, but I don't know how you would incorporate that into a tattoo. So I like put that in my little cliff notes in my brain. I was like, got it. Be kind somewhere in the tattoo. And I was like, you know, what's something that like is a symbol for you? Like whether it's a flower, whether it's like whatever, you know, he was in the army at one point and stuff like that. So I'm like, what are you thinking for that? Go off. He was like, I guess the American flag. And I was like, okay. So we went to dinner and I'm like thinking and processing everything. And then whoop, Jesus. Is he okay?
He's fine.
Okay. Are you okay?
His fur covered in most of it.
He was like, you know, we were going back and forth and I ended up messaging the tattoo artist that night and was like, I want to get an American flag, but I want to get it torn up and damaged. And, you know, I want it to look kind of not decrepit, but like kind of like messed up a little bit.
Like she's seen better days.
Yeah, the flag's definitely seen better days. And she's like, all right, because, you know, he's been through so much in his life and stuff like that. And I was just like, I want to get like it to actually symbolize him. So I got a damaged flag, and underneath of that it says, be kind and create a life worth living. Because to me, he's lived this entire life, and it's like one of those lives where you lived a full life and people would want that kind of life for themselves. So yeah. And then I have his initials underneath of it. So it's cute. It's my newest one. Eventually I want to get more, but we gotta save monies for that. So.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah, no, same.
I'm just watching my dog.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't know where he's going or what he's trying to do.
He's trying to figure it out.
Keeps looking around. I'm like, what are you trying to get?
What are you doing?
Did you get a piece of his hair?
Yeah, I did. So we were discussing movies. Please
Yeah.
it's gonna like mess something up. Please don't touch it. Hello. So we were talking about scary movies.
Yeah.
What was the first scary movie that you watched?
Like I said, I'm pretty sure it was one of the Screams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one of the Screams it was,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure like that was like the actual
Like first one.
besides like the Disney Channel
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote scary movies that weren't really scary because it was scary for children and
Yeah,
not scary for
not
adults.
scary for adults. Mm-hmm.
Because like now as an adult ish, I don't consider myself an adult.
Yeah. You are an adult, whether you consider yourself one or not.
It doesn't matter. Either way, I don't consider myself an adult.
Mid-20s, but go off.
Besides like the Disney Channel ones that I don't count anymore, but as a child I did.
Yeah.
One of the Screams. It was probably one of the first.
Okay. I think my first scary movie was Scary Movie. Like besides the Disney Channel ones.
Like the parody.
Yeah, like the parody of Scream. I think that was like my first scary movie. I watched it with my brother.
And then you said never again.
I was like, oh, I hate scary movies. Like they scare me. Even though it was like more of a comedy than a scary movie. Because it's like a parody.
Yeah.
So it's like a joke. Still scared me. I was like, oh my God, no, I can't watch this. And then I think I was in high school. I watched Carrie, like the new one that came out, or the newer one. It was new at the time. It was like brand new at the time when it came out. And then the old one.
Was there two?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. They remade it. So I watched the remake first, I think. And then we watched the original. It was one of those. It was either vice versa. But I watched Carrie, and I watched the other Carrie. And then we watched this other movie. I don't know what it was called, if I'm being honest. I have no clue what it was. But it was like these people in a cabin in the woods, but it was not Cabin in the Woods.
Was it the one with Jennifer Lawrence?
No. I don't know what movie it was. But I just remember I went to somebody's birthday party. I was over their house. We watched both Carries, and then there was another movie that we were watching, and I have no clue what movie it was. But it was like these people in the woods, and there was like somebody was killing them off, and they were like trying to figure it out, and it turned out to be like two of the people. Spoiler alert, two of the people from the house.
We don't even know what the movie is called.
I have no clue what the movie is.
But two people killed them.
Yeah, two people from inside of the house with them killed them, was like killing people. And it was like, you know when there's like the final girl circuit? Yeah. It's like the final girls like running around like pulling all these traps and shit like that to like defeat the bad guy.
Was it Home Alone?
No, it wasn't. It was not Home Alone. But I remember specifically there was like one scene where it was like somebody was running out of the house and there was a wire. And
was it Home Alone?
No. But they like ran through the wire and like decapitated themselves by running through the wire because they didn't know it was there. He's going ham. Hell yeah. Fuck your shit.
But literally there's two of his toys right there, but he chooses to go for my Croc.
He has two toys right next to your Croc and he's like, yeah, I want this.
You know what the worst part is? He keeps coming closer to me.
He does.
So I could take it away, and he's like, never
and then
mind.
he backs up. He's like, nope.
Okay, I'm gonna steal it from you because I don't care because it's mine. My stuff.
My stuff.
You have your toys right there. What do? Take my things.
Taking my things
that you didn't pay for.
On my time. Do you pay rent, sir? Do you pay rent?
You don't even pay for your toys, but you get to keep them, don't you? My money that I spent for you to destroy within a day's time. Which is the worst part ever. And have to play fetch until he tires himself out and doesn't want to fetch anymore. Give me the lamb.
Give me the lamb.
So yeah, that was
the spooky times.
Yeah.
Welcome to spooky seasons.
Or end of.
This, or end of, whenever this goes up. I think we have two more that are going up before this one, so.
Sure, I don't know.
It'll be either the end of spooky season or the beginning of Thanksgiving.
Also crazy.
I know. This year went by so fast.
It always feels
also
like,
so slow at the same time.
Well, it's like the first 2 months always take forever to get through, and then like as soon as other ones are over, everything else is like Fast and Furious.
Honestly, I feel like after we get past June is when things get like,
to me it's like after
fast.
Easter.
Is it really?
I feel like after Easter.
To me,
whenever after our Lord and Savior died.
Lord and Savior. No,
he risen. I'm so sorry. He rose from the dead.
He rose.
I feel like saying after that, like, wow, time be a flying. Because I'm just like, it's already September when we're recording this, or end of.
Yeah, it's almost the end of September.
Exactly. Crazy.
Yeah. But like, no, to me, it's like after we came back from our trip for your birthday.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to our Salem trip for your birthday where we got 2 tattoos.
We got 1 tattoo each.
Right. 2 tattoos total. After we got back from that, like time's just been flying.
Been flying like crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like crazy.
Who would have thunk it? Not I.
Not I.
It's
definitely.
Crazy though.
Crazy.
But also, can I say something that has nothing to do with what we were talking about earlier?
Please.
But I'm going to bring it up anyways. I low-key want to beef with UPS.
Why?
Because when they're like, oh, your package is delivered before 7 p.m., I'm just like, you're telling me my package may or may not sit on this truck for like 12 hours. When you put it on there like at 6 a.m., I'm like, give me like a number stop. Like, give me like, you'll be possibly number 28 of like 1,000. I'm like, bet. I'll be fine with that. But like, you tell me before 7 p.m., I'm just like, that is the longest time possible for my package to possibly sit on your truck.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Just give me a number.
On that, like, I was going to say on that, but not at all. But no, same vein, because we were talking about this earlier. When you order and it goes past the state that you live in and then comes back, it confuses me. I hate it because knowing that it literally drove through my state, went to the state adjacent to me, and then had to come back.
It's a backtrack.
I have to wait a whole extra day for it to backtrack.
Because you decided to go.
Because you went through my state.
Yeah, I'm like, why?
Like, you're telling me that there was not enough stuff coming to my state, that you had to drive past my state?
You could make a quick little pit stop.
Literally, drop it off at my house in the tractor trailer.
Like, honestly, just you see another UPS truck, give it to them. They'll drop it off.
Like, be like, where are you going? Oh, this state? Here's a package for you that is also going to that state.
Take these 10 packages that I have going there.
Like,
so you can just drop it off to your local distributing site.
Come on now.
Because, like, honestly, I hate when it's like, because literally every time it's like before 7 p.m., it comes to me before like 1. So I'm just like, you tell me 7 p.m. Might sit there for 12 hours.
Yeah.
I'll throw hands with you. I'll meet you somewhere. Give me your location.
Give me your location.
I will come pick it up myself.
Yeah. I get so angry. Like, it's like a visceral reaction when I'm like, I'm sitting here waiting for a package. Like, it tells me that it ships. And I'm like,
but isn't it like the second it tells you that it ships, you're like checking it every 2 seconds until it gets delivered?
I check it every hour. I'm like, where is it now?
I'm like, because I literally have like, I had 2 packages come literally this week, and I have 2 more coming next week.
Yeah. I also have 2 coming, at least 2 coming this coming week.
And I'm just like, and as soon as they tell me it got shipped, I'm like, where are we? What state are we coming from? I will do the math for you to figure out if it's going to be here before that date or not. I'm like, you can make it here faster.
Yeah.
Try me.
I could drive to you and pick it up.
I'm like, you're telling me you're in Wyoming, Missouri, one of those. I'm like, you can make it here in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, make a little effort.
Like,
put a little
effort.
Put a little pep in that step.
Like, one of the packages that I have coming in this week, hopefully this week, it hasn't shipped yet, so we don't know yet. Is
I hit that. My bad.
It's coming from Ohio, and it's like, they're like, oh yeah, it'll be like 2 to 3 business days, maybe 4 to get to you. Babes, I could drive to Ohio. I could drive there in like 8 hours. I could drive to Ohio. Don't try me.
I'm like, give me your address. I'll come see you right now.
I'm like, you're telling me it's gonna take anywhere to like 72 to like
whatever the other math for another 24 hours is
to get to me, but I could drive there in 6 hours. 6 to 8, more closely to 8. But I'm like, I'm not gonna take a day off to drive 16 hours to go pick up a package. Like, that's not my job. I don't get paid for that. But
I'll go for the extra effort just to pick it up so I can have it earlier. And then you trying to ship it to me, like, I don't care.
Come on now, no. I get that, like, people are paying for it. Like, you're paying people to come pick it up. And, like, I paid for the shipping. Okay?
Honestly, whenever I have to pay for the shipping and I don't want to get anything else, I'm like, I hate this. I'm like, I have to pay an extra $6 or whatever it is. Just because I don't feel like spending another $13.99. I'm like, just give me the free shipping, honestly. What do I have to pay $6.99 just because I don't feel like spending another $13? I don't need anything else. I'm like, just give it to me. But also, I don't know if this is just me, but I'll go on Google to try to find a coupon code. And as soon as I find one, I'll just copy and paste every single one of them that I find until one works. And I'm like, save $5.
Yeah. So on my laptops, because I have 2, on my laptops, I have Honey, like the browser extension. Yeah. But most of the time when I'm buying something, it's on my phone. So it doesn't really do anything in that aspect. But also, from Ohio, from where I'm ordering the stuff from, right? It's like, oh yeah, like standard shipping is $17.
Jesus.
I'm like, sure, whatever. I'll pay the $17. Like I'm already paying like 140. Like I'll
If
pay.
you're spending over $100, they should give you free shipping right away.
You would think,
That's crazy.
but I'm just like, you know what? I'm paying 140. Sure, add the $14 to it. Like I'll whatever. You know, and realistically, I think the $14 was included in the 140. I'm just quoting my bank account. It was 140, but I'm like 90% sure that shipping was $17. And I was just like, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll pay the $17. For it to be overnighted, it was like 30. I'm like, so you're telling me that if I came to pick it up, I could save $30.
You wouldn't.
That costs more. Like my gas costs more than that.
But also
I wouldn't go pick it up.
But also the whatchamacallits.
What, the tolls?
Yeah, that word.
It's gonna cost me more. But
I like that.
Yeah, you just pointed your finger back and forth. You're like,
You know exactly
you're
what
like
I was
this.
Because it's the thingy's uppies.
Yeah, it is uppies. But
also crazy that like back in the day, you have to like there was a person there to like collect the money.
I hate the fact that you said back in the day. That was when we were children.
Exactly.
Now everything's like electronic.
The statement still stands back in.
There's still people there.
I know, but like
depends on where you're doing
but like
the toll.
before it was every single toll you had a person.
And now they have like fast pass and shit like that.
But there was like somebody there waiting to collect that like $4 for a toll, and now they just like mail it to you.
And they wanted you to have like exact cash.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And if you like, what happens if you didn't?
Sucks for them. You're like, guess what? You gotta go back. You gotta go find that ATM.
Like, what if you didn't have
the $4.25?
What if you didn't have cash? What if you just didn't like? You remember?
You just had Deborah.
Yeah, like you remember back in the day, they're like, "Cash is king." Deborah,
Deborah credit.
Yeah,
love her.
But like you remember when they're like, "Cash is king."
Yeah,
and like all that bullshit. And now cash is literally like.
Whenever I see cash or I get cash, I'm like,
I get nervous.
I'm like, I have so much money right now. I don't know what to do with my body. I have to put this
money
in the bank so I can spend it that way. Because I don't want to have the coins. That's the only thing that bothers me is the coins. If anybody told me, you want to round up? I'm like, yes. So I don't have to carry change around with me.
You just gave me flashbacks to my birthday. You know exactly what I'm talking about, too. When we went to the casinos. We went to the casinos for my birthday. And, like, we were doing a bunch of stuff that weekend. We were like, oh, yeah, we're going to go to the casino on this day. We're going to do this on this day. It's going to be a great time. We went to the casino. And I was like, I brought $400. I'm not ashamed to say this out loud. I brought $400 with me. I was prepared to lose $400 that day.
I made like $5.
Yeah, you made like $5. But I was prepared to lose $400 at the casinos, both of them, that day. And I was like, we're fine. Everything's fine. We leave both casinos. I think I only spent $100 at the casino. And I was like, girl math, I have $300.
I'm winning.
I'm winning. I only lost 100, but because I already took it out of my account and I had the cash in my hand, I'm winning. I had $300. We went to a bookstore. And bought like what?
Like 4 or 5. No.
Like 5 books.
5 or 6.
Like 5 or 6 books and a bunch of mystery boxes. And I was
what a short era we had in our life for that one.
literally short. No, we still get tempted. We just have more self-control right now. Until I find one that I want, we have more self-control.
I still want to go back to that place that we went to. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. The gotcha store. Yeah. I want to go back there too, but their parking lot is shit. I don't like their parking lot.
And also they're expensive.
And they're expensive, yeah. But so we went to the bookstore, bought like 5 or 6 books, the gotcha boxes and stuff like that. It came out to like $250. And I was like, this is money that I would have lost anyways. So technically, I got the shit for free. You were like, that's not how that works. I was like, the money wasn't going back in my account anyways. So like, I'm winning.
To me, it does. So you can all leave me alone.
Right. I was like, to me, this is free.
I made money by using this cash.
Right. Like, this was free because the money was already outside of my account. Like
basically, I already spent the money because it was in hand. So what does it matter?
Exactly.
Like, you can't tell me any wrong.
No. Nope. I still stand by that.
Yeah.
Those were free because I had the cash in my hand.
Exactly. I mean, it would have came out of your bank account anyways. So you made one less effort by giving the man cash.
Exactly. I was like, here, take my cash. I have cash. He was like, you want to use your card? I'm like, no. Cash.
I have it in hand. I was willing to spend it and lose it like
right
3 hours ago, and I didn't. I'm doing it now, babes. So leave me alone.
And then meanwhile, we could do a bunch of other things that I'm like, damn, it would have been great if we had the cash for it.
But you know what? You live and you learn. And
Exactly.
it was still free money either way. So
Yeah. I'm here for it. I had a good time. Did you
was
have a good time?
It was a great time.
I had a good time. I wish we could have stayed in the casino, but it was going to be like $1,300 for the weekend. And I wasn't about it.
Yeah. If we did it earlier, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, but we were waiting.
You were waiting.
We were waiting.
You were waiting.
So would you... Let's say something was in New York.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, yeah. So one state away.
Yeah.
You buy something from one state away.
Yeah.
And they have like an option for pickup
Yeah.
or delivery.
Yeah.
But the delivery is going to take like 2 days.
Yeah.
Are you going to pick it up?
It depends.
How expensive it is
No.
to get it shipped?
No.
Where it is?
Yeah. Like if it's like in the middle where it's like high key busy,
Mhm.
no. But if it's like on the outskirts of like where it doesn't matter, like the bumble fucks.
Eastern Bumblefuck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
then I'll go for it.
Mhm.
But like I'm not gonna go because I also can't parallel park.
Me. I can't
I
either.
literally did it like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like scared beyond belief. I'm like, I can't hit anything. I'm gonna struggle so hard. I'm like, thank God it was like on this skirt where like no one was coming, so I was like, I can do this. Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna be a little late to this appointment, but it's fine.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do this. And I did it. I was like, I did it.
I did it.
Never again. Because the
On
only
that-
time I ever parallel park
Mhm.
is when it's like I can just skirt right in.
Yeah.
Other than that, not parallel parking for anything. I'm like, you know what? I don't need it. You know what? This is God telling me you saved money because you're not buying it. Because if I had to go in, if I had to parallel park, it's not happening.
Mhm.
I can't do that.
On that,
Yeah.
do you remember when we went to the city with my truck?
The first time ever.
First time.
You had a super
We
duper
were-
extra large truck.
Yeah, we went to the city and we were looking for this one makeup store that I really, really wanted to go to. I was like, it's not that far away. We'll be fine. We lied to my parents.
They already know about this, so it doesn't matter.
They do. I'm just prefacing it. They already know about this. Hi, mom and dad. You know about this, so you can't yell at me about it again.
Again.
We lied to my parents. We told them that we were going to be taking the train in. We didn't. We actually drove in. And we're like circling the block trying to figure out where this place is. We couldn't find it. And we were like, you know what? Let's just park the truck and then we'll like walk down the block and try to figure out where it is. And we saw one of those garages. First off, those garages, a scam. They are a scam. We went to go park in that little garage area. They park it for you. They parked mine literally right up front. Because
Super duper extra large.
they called it a super duper extra large. I didn't know that they were gonna call it that. Okay. They just, the way that they prefaced it, they were like full sized, mid sized.
Super duper extra large.
They didn't have that on the list. It was literally full size, mid sized, and like sedan or like normal car, right? So I'm like, they're going to do like mid-sized because that's what my truck is it's a mid-size. So I'm like, we're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Park my truck. We walk around for an hour.
Maybe less.
No, we were gone for an hour because I had to tell them how long I was there. And I had the timer on my phone. But anyways, we walked down to the store, walked in, didn't buy anything. It was a huge waste of time. We went to the Starbucks that was like right across the street from it. We drank our coffee. We get back to go pay for the truck. Hand them the ticket. This way we can pay for the truck. They bring the truck out, which literally, like I said, it was parked in the front. And the guy goes, okay, it's going to be this much. And it was like $30 or $40 more than like the full sized. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, your truck is super duper extra large. I was like, what is that? What do you mean? No, it's not. It's a stock mid-sized truck. I was like, it is not super duper extra large. And he's like, that's just how we do things here. It's a super duper extra large. This is the price. So I had to pay it. It was like $70 or some shit. I was like,
all because you had a super duper extra large car.
My truck, my mid-sized truck was a super duper extra large according to them. I literally could have parked on the street for free. Like, there was parking spots on that block. I literally could have parked on that street for free.
Cheaper.
Or for cheaper, because I think there was like a couple like
not tolls,
the parking meters. Yeah. There was like a couple yeah. There was like a couple parking meters, but then there was like a couple free spots if you weren't going to take too long. And I'm like, it literally cost me $70 to park my truck for an hour. I was like, this is such a scam, dude. And then we drove back after not getting anything. And then it was like, we were like, we're not going to tell my parents. And I was like, well, I kind of have to tell them because like I forgot that there was going to be tolls. So it was going to take it out of their card anyways for the Easy Pass. So I was just like, shit. So I was like super embarrassed to tell them.
And then we got lectured.
We got lectured on driving in when we could have just taken the train, and that we shouldn't have lied to them because they told us to take the train and we didn't listen.
But we wanted to put our big boy pants on.
I wanted to be an adult. I wanted to do the adult thing and go into the city. And
we lived and we learned and never again.
We lived and we learned, and we know that those parking passes, like those parking lots, are a scam.
And now we just take the train.
Now we just take the train in, which is still expensive as shit, but
it's better than paying for super duper extra large.
Better than paying for super duper extra large or looking for parking for my truck. But you know what? It was a life lesson, and I paid for it. It just sucked the entire time. I don't understand those people that are like, we're going to go in the city for a day, and we're going to do this. Could never be me. We go into the city for shows every so often, and that's it. And it's literally the entire time we're there. Anxiety.
Through the whole thing.
Nonstop anxiety. Like, I'm terrified of being there.
Because we've gone like total 5 or 6 times.
5 or 6 times, I think. Because it was that one time with the parking. We went
but I was talking about show-wise.
Oh, show-wise? I thought it was 4. Because it was the 2 Ariana Grandes.
4.
Trixie and Katya.
And 6.
And
it would have been 5, but I couldn't.
It could have been 5, but we couldn't get the tickets for it. It's fine. But like,
I technically still can, but it's expensive, and I'm not willing to pay that much money.
No, you shouldn't have to. It's fine.
It's like $1,000 for the 2 of us. Jesus. But also, scandalous news. Mm-hmm. Ever since our one time sitting in front row, aka the pit.
The pit. We can't not sit in the front row of the pit.
We can't. We have never gone before the 4th row of any show.
Literally, like, I don't try to be bougie, but like, I can't. Our first time going to a show and being like front row in the pit. I can't go back from that.
You can't go to the nosebleeds.
I can't.
And it's my fault.
You spoiled me that one time. And from that point on, I'm like, if we're going, you have to spoil me again. Because I'm not. Like, I'll give you the money for the ticket, but like, I'm not. Because our first show was Ariana Grande.
It was Ariana Grande for my 21st.
For your 21st, we were in the pit. General admission pit. It was a great time.
Yeah.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
Then the next show we went to. Again, Miss Ariana Grande in the pit.
Yeah.
And then we went to Trixie and Katya. I think we were what?
Third or fourth
row. And then we went to Six the Musical. And we were fourth row again there.
And that's not including all the side shows that we went to that were not in the city.
Yeah.
Where we were also
Dela.
Second or third row.
We were second or third row.
Miss Bianca Del Rio.
Miss Bianca Del Rio.
I think we were like third row.
Yeah.
And there was another. And then we went to that drag show.
Oh, we went to that drag show at a casino.
We were
literally first row.
Our toesies touched the stage. That's how close we were. And I didn't think it again.
Mm-hmm.
We were to be that close.
Yeah,
and it's not my fault. There. And whenever I say we're not going to be that close.
You always preface it. Like, even if we're like third or fourth row, you're like, we're not going to be that close. I'm like, okay. And then we get there and like literally the people on stage just sweat. Like hitting us.
It's glistening. You can see the glistening.
It's like
in my head, I always think that there's going to be like a barricade between the stage and the seats.
Mm-hmm.
And there never is.
There never is.
I'm like, you want to protect the people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put a little barricade. No barricade. If you're sitting front row, you got your little toesies could touch that stage.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the one thing like that I do want to do, but again, it would have to be front row. Have to be front row. I want to go to a WWE show. I do. It could be Raw.
SmackDown.
Yeah, it could be SmackDown, I guess.
But not NXT.
Not NXT. It could be one of the pay-per-views or whatever.
Those are expensive.
They're expensive, but I want to go to one. I want to go to WrestleMania or something, or SummerSlam.
Those are expensive.
I know they are, but I want to. At one point in my life, I want to do it. But again, it has to be front row.
All because of me.
Right. But also, like, to me...
Well, also, I'm going to cut you off because I know you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not within, like, the first section of a WWE match, you might as well just stay home.
Exactly.
Because then you're just watching it on the TV, which you would be doing in your couch.
Exactly.
And you can get free snacks and drinks of your choice.
You can drink as much as you want.
And you're not getting kicked out.
It's your own house.
Exactly.
You can eat dinner. You could have a full-on, like, steak.
Yeah.
While watching WWE from your house.
Instead of having to watch it there because you're literally watching it on TV, which is pointless.
Literally. So, like, if I'm going to a WWE show, it has to be, like, within the front row. Like, the first section, floor level. Like, I want to experience the energy. I know wrestling is fake. Okay. I don't need anybody coming at me in whatever comment or whatever, or messaging me if you're my friend, going, you know WWE is fake, right? Yes, I know WWE is fake, okay? I know wrestling is, like, dramatized and staged, okay? If I'm going, I want to go for the entertainment value, and if I'm going for the entertainment value, I want to be sitting on the floor level, at least. Just so I can be there and be like, hey,
I want to be able to feel their sweat on my body.
Yes.
When they go.
It would be gross as hell, but like to me, that's my Shamu moment. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like
when they would like.
If I'm gonna be in the splash zone,
I want to get splashed.
Like, make it worth my while being in that splash zone. If I'm paying over $1,000 per ticket to be on that floor level, I better be covered in somebody else's sweat. Which is disgusting to say.
I will get a vial, get the little suction thingy, and put it in there just so that then I can keep it forever.
Yes. Like, that's what I want in life. So.
And honestly, I think that's a great way to end this.
I think it's a great way to end this too. So, anyways, if you're still listening, thank you so much for joining us on this adventure. This has been Handle It Better. I'm Brittany.
I'm Jensen.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you would be so kind to like, subscribe if you're watching or listening to this on YouTube, leave a comment. That'd be great. We'd love to hear any feedback that y'all have. And that's it. Bye.
Bye.
That was a good one.
Yeah.